Christmas. Tesco, every little helps.
Now with all the latest stories making the headlines this evening, it's the ITV News.
Thousands stranded at St Pancras as train tunnels flood. Eurostar trains were cancelled all day, but services should be back on in time for tomorrow's celebrations. Also tonight, a New Year's honour for campaigner Tony Hudgell. At only 9 years old, the youngest recipient on record. And... Luke the Nuke, the prodigy making darts history, aged just 16.
This is ITV News with Romilly Weeks.
Good evening. New Year's Eve travel plans may be back on for thousands of rail passengers after Eurostar announced all of its services will resume tomorrow. What it called unprecedented flooding in a tunnel between London and Kent today cancelled dozens of services. But the cross-channel operator tonight said the flooding has been brought under control. That may come too late, though, for those who endured a day of delay and dismay, as Mahathir Pasha now reports.
It was yet another day of disruption this festive period, this time because Eurostar ground to a halt. Families were reduced to finding ways of passing time as they awaited updates on their travel fate, only to be told the international rail service cancelled all 41 train services it had scheduled for today. The reason? A flood bursting into a tunnel running beneath the River Thames. The company which operates the track emphasising that engineers have been working all day to remove what they say is an unprecedented volume of water. It is, of course, the last weekend of 2023. People are meant to be travelling in time for New Year's celebrations. Unfortunately, those plans are up in the air for the hundreds of people who have been waiting for hours at St Pancras station today.
Yeah, I'm quite emotional because I'm going to miss putting my granddaughter to bed tonight.
It's a little sad because you kind of have an idea of what it's going to be like. Drinks over there, seeing the Eiffel Tower, everything like that. And it not happening is just like kind of soul crushing a little bit,
We'd spent a fair bit of time here and we were looking forward to Paris and, got here and they're all cancelled.
The flooding also disrupted other lines in the UK and there were similar scenes across the Channel in Paris. Tonight, Eurostar said the flooding has now been brought under control, meaning a full service can resume in the morning. And while it warns of speed restrictions and further delays likely tomorrow, it seems the New Year getaway is, for some, back on. Mahathir Pasha, ITV News.
A third man has died after a house fire in South London last night. Firefighters were called to the scene in Croydon around this time yesterday. Police are still working to identify the victims, but believe them all to be Polish nationals. Another man, thought to be in his 30s, remains in a critical condition in hospital. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. A 9-year-old fundraiser has told ITV News of his pride after becoming the youngest person on record to feature in the New Year Honours List. Tony Hudgell from Kent raised more than £1 million for the hospital that saved him when he was assaulted by his birth parents. His services to the prevention of child abuse are recognised with the British Empire Medal.
By getting this award, I felt proud of myself for it.
He never ceases to amaze us. He's always up for a challenge and, he inspires us every day as well. Immensely proud.
Elsewhere on this year's list, the singer Dame Shirley Bassey. She becomes the 64th member of the prestigious Order of the Companions of Honour, recognising her services to music. And also featured now, Sir Justin Welby, the Archbishop of Canterbury. He becomes a Knight Grand Cross for his service to the King during the coronation in May. At least 20 people have been killed by airstrikes on the Russian city of Belgorod. 3 children were killed in the attack, for which Moscow blames Kyiv. It follows intense Russian bombardment of Ukrainian cities yesterday. Tom Wilkinson has been remembered as British acting royalty following news of his death this evening. The star on the right of this lineup was perhaps best known for playing Gerald Cooper in The Full Monty. It earned him a BAFTA. He was later twice Oscar nominated for the films In the Bedroom and Michael Clayton. Tom Wilkinson died today, aged 75, with his family at his side. Sport now, and a blow for Manchester United's new ownership. Just days after their dramatic comeback victory against Aston Villa, they crashed to another defeat at Nottingham Forest. Chris Scudder was watching.
New ownership, fresh hope for United, but the old letdown. After a sensational Boxing Day win at Old Trafford, a goal down to a Forest team who hadn't beaten them at home since the Brian Clough days.
It's been waiting to happen.
But Turner turned around his mistake with some scintillating saves. And all in front of the old master and new owners. Chris Scudder, ITV News.
And finally, he may be only 16, but Luke Littler is tonight through to the quarter-finals of the World's Darts Championship. He's the youngest player ever to reach the final 8, and he did so with a stunning win against his boyhood hero, as Joe Caution now explains.
Celebrating like his idol Raymond van Barneveld, a 3-year-old Luke Littler wouldn't have dreamt
He is 16 years old.
that 13 years later, on the biggest stage of all, he'd be taking to the oche with the 5-time world champion, 40 years his senior. He'd earned £35,000 in prize money to this point, and learning to drive is on his wish list. Littler was already in the driving seat against the Dutchman, though, cruising to a 3-0 lead.
Incredible. This is out of this world.
Only 2 players had taken a set from the teenager during this tournament. Barney became the 3rd.
And he gets it.
But the 16-year-old sensation showed maturity beyond his years, opting for a safer finish on match dart. Hugs from his hero as he booked a place in the last 8, but he wants Littler to dream bigger.
He said, "You can go all the way. I hope you go all the way," and I said, "Thank you."
And why not? For the Prince of Alexandra Palace, the fairy tale continues. Joe Caution, ITV News.
Amazing. And that's it. Join me tomorrow night for a special programme as we see in the new year. And there are updates between now and then here on ITV1 and ITVX. For now, from all the team, thank you for watching and good night.